Senator HOMABAY, Senator KAJWANG, came out and offered apologies to the Linda Wananchi, saying that he was not part of the goonism that appeared on HOMABAY. We all know the community that has the most goons. Long ago, goons were used to fight for constitutionalism, etc. under Raila Amolo Odinga. Now they went out of hand when Raila Amolo Odinga is not there to regulate them. Now they are being used to fight each other. A Luo killing a Luo. Senator KAJWANG said this statement.
Of the people of HOMABAY, I bear political responsibility for the acts of omission and the acts of commission last Sunday in HOMABAY. Goonism has no place in contemporary Kenya. What we witnessed in HOMABAY last Sunday, I want to make it very clear. That is not the position of the Luo community. That is not the position of the ODM party. This ODM party, Sifuna has been its Secretary General for the last 8 or 9 years. Osotsi has been its deputy party leader. There is nowhere in our ideology where we say that we are going to zone Kenya and we are going to prevent other Kenyans from accessing parts of Kenya. Raila Amolo Odinga was tear-gassed. He was beaten. He was attacked. Boni, unakumbuka ile siku Raila alikuwa anatoka Amerika, tulikuwa na Boni Kalwale kwa gari moja. Tulitandikwa kutoka Embakasi mpaka Gikomba mpaka Mudhurwa. We cannot commit the same injustices that have been committed upon us. That is why I offer an unconditional apology. And I have not come here to point blames. I have not come here to explain myself. We take responsibility for whatever was omitted. We take responsibility for whatever is omitted. But ultimately, this culture of goonism ilianza kidogo kidogo. Osotsi anakunywa chai, anatandikwa. Juzi Sifuna anakuja HOMABAY, anatandikwa. If we do not deal with goonism in this country, it will morph into vigilantes, it will morph into militias, and it is going to eat us. We are not going to have a republic. I want to assure you that Kenya is open, and any corner of Kenya must be made open for everybody to express their freedom of expression, freedom of association, and freedom of political alignment. Nikimalizia.
That is Senator KAJWANG, the senator in HOMABAY. In fact, Senator KAJWANG's name was not listed anywhere funding the goons. The people who funded the goons are known. What I feel bad, imagine killing your tribesman because you are defending someone outside the community who can dump you anyhow. At least long time ago, they used to kill for Raila Amolo Odinga. It has some logic. They wanted their son to be president. Now they are killing each other for a different community. Goons in Kenya, they are being protected by the regime. Ruto's administration is funding them. They are getting paid from the exchequer. Murkomen pays them. He protected them. What we witness in HOMABAY should not come near the Kenyan political cloth. It is the truth. Okay? Because you don't want someone to bring an alternative view. The people who are masquerading to be freedom fighters and democracy are the same people who want to zone their areas by force by using goons. They are not Democrats. In fact, I'm starting to think that there was a reason as to why God never made Raila Amolo Odinga president. If these people who can shield people from coming from their areas to sell their agenda were the same people in government, they would even do worse. Imagine Gladys Panga being the CS Interior who could even kill people. Imagine Peter Kaluma, the way he speaks. Okay, it was very bad. Including one of their own, Millie Odhiambo, came out to say that the people who organized the goonism are known by the regime, but they were never arrested. Millie Odhiambo said these statements.
I want to disagree with my good brother, Senior Counsel Honorable Sunkuli, that the power of mercy should actually be, there should be guidelines. Because we know ourselves as Kenyans, very quickly it will be politicized, and you'll find in cases like in HOMABAY, where we know We know the people who have planned. We know the people who got the goons. I come from HOMABAY County. We know it's in the public domain. Tell me one who has been arrested. And assuming they were arrested, charged, and jailed, politically we will exercise the power of mercy. So it must be subjected to rules and guidelines so that the prerogative of mercy should also be subject to judicial review where it is abused. Because otherwise in Kenya, everybody will be let go if I know and I can bribe my way, or I can talk to, this culture of let me talk to so and talk to who in Kenya, let us follow rules and stop talking to people. Let the people who talk are the people who talk to God in churches and speak in tongues in churches or in mosques where people pray. But the rest of us, let us follow rules. Mr. Speaker, the other thing I just wanted to say, I didn't want to interrupt Honorable Sunkuli, but there is a little bit of an issue with the Children Act, where you have children of similar ages who have sex with each other, and they are punished. For that one, it would be good for us to bring an amendment to the Sexual Offences Act, but not like what I was seeing in our groups or elsewhere, where we're saying that there are people who are here wrongfully, offended. You know, especially these days with social media. Somebody probably murdered, and people who are psychotic, they are excellent at lying. They can concoct stories. They have killed, they have murdered, then they give a very sad story, and because we are also looking for viewership, we go and put this story, and people don't interrogate. They say, oh, this poor person was wrongfully convicted. If you are wrongfully convicted, there is a judicial system. There is a review system. There is an appeal system. What we need is to enhance legal representation for such persons so that people don't get to be wrongfully convicted. But if we leave it free, Mr. Speaker, everybody will come up and say that they were wrongfully convicted. And it should be for, we should not actually exercise this power of mercy for very grievous offenses, including offenses such as murder, including offenses such as robbery with violence, including offenses such as rape, and especially of defilement of children. We should not allow such things to be under the power of mercy. And I was looking carefully, if you have left that, I've not seen it. And Mr. Speaker, I was also seeing in the definition we have actuarial assessment, and I'm seeing that the actuarial assessment may be used to deal with or to inform persons who deserve mercy. And Mr. Speaker, or to look at to determine recidivism. Mr. Speaker, and I would want to add that even though I'm a lawyer, we should not use such tough words in this bill, because in HOMABAY we have a challenge, pronouncing tough words. So because of that, Mr. Speaker, I just want to urge that we actually look at more of psychological assessment other than statistical assessment. Mr. Speaker, I'd also want to say that if you look at clause 6.1 on the qualifications for appointment of the advisory committee, Mr. Speaker, let me just look at it. If you look at it, it says a person is qualified for the appointment as a member of the advisory committee and Articles 132(2)(c) of the Constitution if the person is a citizen of Kenya, holds a qualification either as, and then we put. Now this becomes a bit vague, because you are either as an advocate or a medical professional, and it means, so it's not actually cast in stone that they are that. So it means we could actually have an advocate, medical, and leave the others. I would also want us to look at the issue of the face of Kenya when we are making such appointments. I had a lot, Mr. Speaker, to say, but I just want to say that, Mr. Speaker, this process shouldn't be politicized. And going by actually what we have seen more recently in HOMABAY, the kind of violence that was meted against our people. And Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I wish to support with amendments.
That is Millie Odhiambo. You clearly see, but One of the things I see is, for any community like the Luo Nation, where its leader, who has been a leader for more than 40 years, is gone, they are still fighting to get a footing, a bearing in the political arena. But they are doing it in a wrong way. Some of these people, like Gladys Wanga, were appointed to be governor. Not even an election was done for him to be elected. Remember, Mbadi wanted to become governor. It was Raila Amolo Odinga who dictated that Gladys Wanga was supposed to hold the party ticket and became governor. So he's fearing, he thinks William Ruto can redeem his political career. Okay? To an extent of disallowing people from campaigning. If in William Ruto's backyard, Rigathi Gachagua can go there without being hit. Even during Raila Amolo Odinga, William Ruto went to Luo Nyanza and campaigned there. It's only Kondele boys who tried to beat his car, but the violence didn't exceed that momentum that we saw in HOMABAY. Who is Gladys Panga and Peter Kaluma organizing goons to beat Linda Wananchi? In fact, it even brings another question. One of the greatest support that Raila Amolo Odinga got from the Western people held Raila Amolo Odinga in high regard. They used to give more votes than even the Luo Nyanza. How can that then be that when Sifuna is coming to the Luo Nation, cars are burnt and is disallowed to speak? It's time even for the Luya Nation to split from the Luo Nation politically. ODM is going to remain a Luo Nation. Sifuna is going to form a political party which is going to take the Western to bargain for themselves. It is the truth. Okay? These people, after nearing power, they think they are larger in life. Yet, before all this, there was the fight of democracy, equity, equality, human rights. They are the same people abusing the human rights. Organizing goons paid by the regime so that they can create harm on the opposition leaders who can come in their counties to bring an alternative view. Shame on Gladys Wanga and Peter Kaluma, who are protected by the regime. Of course, that's some yours truly, Mr. Makende Kabesura Magali. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more such videos. See you on another one. Peace.